Hi, Matt here. It's getting a bit late, but I wanted to do a video comparing Taoism and Buddhism, and what I would call these things, which is, I would say that Buddhism and Taoism, I'm trying to get in the light here, but Buddhism as well as Taoism both are what you would call ways of liberation. So what is a way of liberation? Well, it's a way to feel an inward liberation from struggles of your life, the pains of your life, or even just, a liberation period. In other words, maybe you're someone who's relatively happy, but you're a salesperson, or, you work for a company and so much depends on your performance, or, you have a relationship with your uncle where you're always trying to impress your uncle or your aunt, or if you're young, maybe it's a grandparent, I don't know, but the point is, or maybe you just feel pain for that person, or you experience some kind of repetitive pattern in your life. Well, Buddhism is basically I would say, anyway, it's a way of liberation for dealing with repetitive patterns in our life. And what it teaches us is that there's this thing called samsara, which shows that we go around in circles in our lives, and that when we become awakened to this, it allows us to live more freely. Taoism is also a way of liberation, and that's to see our connection with nature. And Zen Buddhism has this as well, which I should say it got from Taoism, but Taoism says everything that's happening is a natural experience. When you watch a waterfall, you might realize your connection to that waterfall, or when you appreciate a waterfall, it's because that nature is in you too. And you can even just, we see the trees every day and we appreciate them, we enjoy them. Sometimes we might even go as far as saying we love the trees. Well, that's largely because we feel a connection to the trees. We feel that we are one with the nature around us, and but also, it's freeing to see that there's a flow and a process there, and that we can be part of that process. We can flow into that process. Now, once you realize that, it opens up all kinds of possibilities, right? You realize that, hey, I don't have to be stuck in, the rat race of everything I'm dealing with in my life all the time. I can be more free than that. I can be freed from the heart to life as a whole. And another religion I wanted to go into, which I don't know about as much, is Shintoism. And Shintoism is the religion of spirits. Now, I don't know that much about it, but it's always intuitive to me that that exists, and we live in a spiritual world, and maybe there's an awareness that we need to have to the spiritual world. So maybe that there's a water spirit, and a fire spirit, an air spirit. Now, I don't know how literally true that is, but I think that spirit exists in all of these things, right? In the mountains. And I've felt this before. So those are my thoughts on these Eastern religions. Another thing I will mention is, as I alluded to earlier, Zen Buddhism is a combination of Buddhism and Taoism. So if you're interested in both of those religions, that's a good one to take a look at because it combines both of them into one singular religion. And I highly recommend that as something that you can start with if you're interested in these religions. So I would also recommend reading the book The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. It's really helps me to understand, the context and the framework of these different religions. And so I hope you enjoy reading those books. And another great one is The Wisdom of Insecurity. The Meaning of Happiness I'm reading now. There are other ones, but I'm just trying to point to the best ones. These are all by Alan Watts. The Tao Te Ching is a great book on Taoism if you're interested in that. And, there's a lot of books on Buddhism. Just pick the one that resonates with you the most, because that's what works for me when it comes to Buddhism anyway. But thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bless you. Peace.